The fastest way to fail as a small business owner is by looking at large and successful companies in your industry and mimicking what they're doing. Let me repeat that. The fastest way to fail as a small business owner is by looking at large and successful companies in your industry and mimicking what they're doing. In as much as it is inspiring to look up to big industries, to big companies in your industry and aspire to be like them, you cannot afford to do like them. Here's two reasons why. Reason number one, large companies have completely different priorities from yours, especially when it comes to marketing. Their marketing priorities look something like this: pleasing the large board of directors, pleasing their shareholders, winning creative and advertising awards, satisfying the superiors' biases, and so on and so forth, before even the idea of making profit. Meanwhile, you as a small business owner, your main priority, if not your only priority, is to make profit. Reason number two, large companies have a very different budget when it comes to marketing as compared to yours as a small business owner. In a day, a large company can use 10 million francs CFA just in marketing. But you as a small business owner, you can barely afford to run ads for $1 a day just yet. As you can see, there is a world of difference when it comes to the marketing priorities of small businesses and large businesses. So naturally, there will be a world of difference when it comes to the strategy and execution. In this case, using a large company's marketing strategy is just like a drop in the ocean, very insignificant. It will be totally wasted and ineffective because you're using the wrong strategy for the scale in which you're operating at. So what can you do better? Just as you needed a business plan in order to start your business, you need a marketing plan in order to effectively run your business. A marketing plan will guide you and help you understand better the goals of your business and how you're willing to achieve those goals when it comes to making profit. A marketing plan has three phases: the before phase, the during phase, and the after phase. In the before phase, it is all about getting people to know you and indicate interest in your product or your service. In the during phase, it is all about getting people to like you and buy your product or service for the first time. And then we have the after phase. This phase is all about getting your customers to trust you, to buy from you regularly, and possibly refer your product or service to others. Let's break this down even a little more. The before phase, which is the first phase, is the phase in which nobody even knows you exist. Nobody knows who you are or what your product is all about. Only you at this point know who you are, what your product looks like, and how magnificent your product is. But these people have no idea just yet. So this is where most of the work has to get into it. The first thing and the most important thing, and I know you've heard this probably a lot of times, is identifying your target audience. Trust me, it is very important to know who exactly you're selling to, who exactly you're presenting your product to, and what exactly they'll use that product for. Who are they? What kind of people are there? How much do they earn? What is their gender? What is their height? What is their skin color? All of that is very, very vital. It is important to identify your target audience because knowing your target audience will help you know better how to sell to them. If, for example, your target audience is pregnant women, your product is something that helps pregnant women, it will be easier to talk to pregnant women. But if you have a product that, yes, it helps pregnant women, but you're trying to sell to everybody, the single, the married, the old, the young, children, it loses its value along the way. It is important to identify your target audience. Who exactly are you speaking to? Next up, we have your message to your target audience. What is it you want to tell your target audience? What is it you want to inform your target audience about? Refine your message and know how you will express it going forward. Lastly, in the before phase, we have the media through which you will reach your target audience. How do you plan to reach your target audience? Is it through ads? Is it through social media? Is it through your website? Is it through television? Is it through radio? How do you intend to reach your target audience? The second phase, which is the during phase, also comprises of three factors. Remember, the during phase is where people are potentially showing interest in your product or service, and we call this leads. That means there is a potential that they are going to buy your product or service. So what do you do in this stage? Number one, you need a capture system. How are you going to capture these people? It could be through email marketing, it could be through newsletters, it could be through a community. This phase is all about holding on to these people that are showing potential interest in your product. Next, we have your lead nurturing system. How do you intend to keep nurturing them so they stay? To keep nurturing them so they keep having that burning interest in your product or service. Now you offer value to them. Basic value. For example, if you are a photographer, you share tips on how to prepare yourself before coming for a photography session, what not to do, what to do. You share tips on how to smile more, how to look bright before you come for your photography session. If you're a jewelry maker, you share tips on how to accessorize. If you're a food vendor, you share tips on different things. So this is called the nurturing system. You're nurturing your leads in order to keep them more and more interested in what you have to offer. And last but not least, we have your sales conversion strategy. So how do you take these leads now and convert them into actual money, into actual profit? And now the last phase, which is the after phase. Remember what the after phase was all about? Getting these people who have probably bought your product for the first time to trust you in order to keep buying from you and probably and most definitely refer you to others in the future. So what do we do in this phase? In this phase, we ask three very important questions. Question number one, how do I deliver a world-class experience to my customers? You do so by promising less and delivering more. You go beyond and above for your customers. You surprise them in the most astonishing way. Question number two, how do I increase customer lifetime value? And what is customer lifetime value? In basic terms, it is keeping that one customer that forever keeps buying from you. You are their number one plug. They don't go to anybody else for that particular service or that particular product that you're offering. You do so again by continuing to build trust. Trust has to be consistently built. You don't stop at a certain level. You keep building trust. You keep treating your customers as if they're the only people on the earth. That's how you do so. And that will increase customer lifetime value such that they buy from you today and they don't just go elsewhere to do so. They continue buying from you. Customer service is important in this point. It's important to know how to treat your customers, how to make them want to stay. And then the last question, how do you orchestrate and stimulate referrals? It is important that more people continue to hear about you and your product, you and your business, or you and your service. So how do you do so? How do you get people to talk about them? We have things like giveaways, we have basic things. You do your research, you understand your audience, and you understand what will make them talk about you more. So a brief recap about a marketing plan. We have the before phase, the during phase, and the after phase. The before phase is all about getting people to know who you are, to know what your product or your service is all about, and to get them be interested in your product or your service. Remember that in the before phase, this is not the phase where you just expect that immediately you drop your product, people will start buying. They don't know you yet. You need to build up that trust. And then we have the during phase. This phase is getting people to like you so much so that they will be willing to remove money from their pockets and give it to you in exchange for your product or your service. Get them to like you, get them to stay interested in you. Then we have the after phase. This phase is all about building more trust, getting them to trust you so much so that they come back for more of your product or your service and they even talk about your product or service to other people. The before, the during, and the after. Once you have planned this effectively, there is a guarantee that your business will surely lead from that point A to that point B that you envision in your mind. I hope you found this helpful, and if you did, share it with someone else you think that it will benefit them and help them grow their business. Leave us a like and a comment in the comment section. Thank you, and don't forget to follow if you want more content like this.